Every plane that takes off, piercing the clouds and ascending into the vast expanse of the sky, carries an unspoken promise, a silent agreement between the airline, the crew, and each passenger. The promise of safety, of a secure journey. We board, entrusting our lives to the expertise of the pilots, the diligence of the maintenance teams, and the intricate systems that govern air travel, trusting that we'll land unharmed. It's a trust kept millions of times each day, a testament to the rigorous standards and unwavering commitment to safety that defines the aviation industry. But when that promise is broken, when the unthinkable happens and a flight ends in tragedy, it shakes our faith in the systems we rely on, forcing us to confront the fragility of life and the inherent risks of flight. Air crash investigations are more than technical exercises, more than just piecing together the wreckage and analyzing data. They're a solemn duty to those who can no longer ask questions, a commitment to uncovering the truth and preventing future tragedies. Each piece of evidence, no matter how small or insignificant it may seem, is a crucial clue, not for blame, not to assign fault, but for understanding the chain of events that led to the disaster. The lessons learned from these investigations become the foundation for new regulations, improved training protocols, and enhanced safety measures that keep future travelers safe, ensuring that the skies remain as safe as humanly possible. These tragedies serve as stark reminders of our vulnerability, of the inherent risks associated with defying gravity, and the immense responsibility that comes with the privilege of flight, a responsibility shared by pilots, air traffic controllers, engineers, and regulators alike. They reveal both the bravery of rescuers, the selfless individuals who rush towards danger to save lives, and the profound grief of families, the loved ones left behind to grapple with unimaginable loss. In the aftermath, we scrutinize our technology, examining every component and system for potential weaknesses, training, and human limits to make flying safer, pushing the boundaries of what's possible to minimize the risk of future accidents. This is the story of one such broken promise. A flight that began with hope and ended in heartbreak. Indian Airlines Flight 113. On a misty October morning in 1988, when the air hung heavy with moisture and visibility was severely limited, a routine flight ended in tragedy in Ahmedabad, leaving an indelible scar on the city and the nation. The crash devastated families, shattering lives and leaving a void that could never be truly filled, but also sparked vital changes in Indian aviation, prompting a comprehensive review of safety procedures and infrastructure. By examining what happened on that fateful day, by meticulously analyzing the evidence and understanding the contributing factors, we honor those lost, ensuring that their memory serves as a constant reminder of the importance of vigilance and continuous improvement. And we reaffirm the mission to keep the skies promise, to make air travel as safe as possible for all who take to the skies. This is a story of loss, of the pain and suffering endured by those affected by the crash, resilience, and the relentless pursuit of safety, a pursuit that continues to this day, driven by the unwavering commitment to prevent future tragedies. October 19, 1988. Ahmedabad awoke under a thick morning mist. At Sardar Vallabhbhai Patel International Airport, Indian Airlines Flight 113 was due from Mumbai, a routine journey for its 135 occupants. The flight departed Mumbai without incident, the crew experienced the path familiar. As the plane descended, visibility remained poor, but not unusual for the season. Air traffic controllers guided the approach, expecting a standard landing. But the aircraft descended too early, striking trees and a high-tension pylon several kilometers short of the runway. The impact was catastrophic, engulfing the plane in flames and shattering the morning calm. In an instant, lives were upended, and the promise of a safe arrival was lost. News of the crash spread rapidly, marking the start of a day of rescue, grief, and investigation. The aircraft assigned to Flight 113 was a Boeing 737-2A8, a model that had become synonymous with short to medium-haul flights around the world. This particular aircraft was christened Saranga, a name that perhaps once evoked a sense of soaring and freedom. It was a reliable workhorse of Indian Airlines, a familiar sight in the skies over the subcontinent. These aircraft formed the backbone of the domestic aviation network. 17 years old but well-maintained according to the standards of the time, with regular checks and servicing, it was considered safe and suitable for domestic routes, connecting major cities and regional hubs across India. On board were 129 passengers and 6 crew members, each with their own stories and destinations. At the helm were Captain Om Dalaya and First Officer N.S. Paneri, responsible for the safety of everyone on board. Both were experienced pilots, seasoned professionals with countless hours in the air, entrusted with the lives of their passengers. The passengers represented a diverse cross-section of India, a microcosm of the nation's vast and varied population. There were business people heading to important meetings, families embarking on vacations, and notable figures like Professor Ramesh Bamazai, a respected academic traveling for his research. Also among them were members of the Suri family, traveling together, perhaps to celebrate a special occasion. The tragedy that would soon unfold did not discriminate, sparing no one in its path. Every life on board was irrevocably changed or tragically lost in an instant, leaving behind a void that could never be filled. The cabin crew, meticulously trained for various emergency scenarios, faced the ultimate and most devastating test of their training and composure in those final harrowing moments. Their primary role was to protect and guide the passengers to safety, offering reassurance amidst growing panic, even as chaos rapidly unfolded around them, threatening to overwhelm everything. The passenger manifest was far more than just a list of names and seat numbers. It represented 135 individual stories, dreams yet to be realized, and intricate webs of connections to the world outside. This tragic crash was not simply about the failure of a machine. It was fundamentally about the loss of human lives, each precious and irreplaceable. Each name meticulously recorded on that manifest represented a unique journey that was abruptly and tragically cut short. The profound sense of loss and grief resonated far beyond the immediate vicinity of the crash site, touching countless lives. The story of Flight 113 is ultimately a deeply human one, forever marked by immense heartbreak, but also by the quiet heroism of those who faced unimaginable circumstances. It serves as a stark reminder that every flight represents a collection of individual lives, each with inherent value and not merely a set of statistics or numbers. The final approach is the most critical phase of flight. Flight 113 began its descent through dense fog, relying on instruments for a non-precision approach to runway 23. The aircraft drifted below the safe glide path, dangerously close to the ground. In poor visibility, the pilots may not have realized how low they were. The first impact came as the landing gear struck treetops, 5 kilometers from the runway. Moments later, the plane hit a high-tension pylon, breaking apart and igniting a massive fire. The transition from routine to disaster was swift and brutal. In seconds, a normal landing became a desperate fight for survival. After rescue, the investigation began, led by India's Directorate General of Civil Aviation. The black boxes, the cockpit voice recorder and flight data recorder were crucial to understanding the crash. No evidence of mechanical failure was found. The engines and controls were working. Focus shifted to the crew's actions in those final moments. The official report cited pilot error. The crew descended below minimum safe altitude without visual contact with the runway. The cockpit voice recorder revealed distraction and lack of adherence to procedures. The captain's premature descent and the first officer's failure to challenge it were key factors. Crew resource management broke down, with hierarchy overriding safety. The tragedy was a stark reminder: even with reliable machines, human error remains aviation's greatest challenge. The findings would shape future training and procedures. The first to respond were villagers from Kiloda and Kotapur, rushing toward the burning wreckage. Braving fire and danger, they pulled survivors from the twisted metal, saving lives before official help arrived. Emergency services faced challenges reaching the remote, waterlogged crash site. Firefighters and medics worked tirelessly, battling flames and chaos. Only 5 people survived, including First Officer Paneri, a testament to luck and the villagers' courage. Families waited in agony for news, hospitals filled with the injured and grieving. The aftermath was grim. 130 lives lost, including the captain and 4 cabin crew. Identifying victims was harrowing for all involved. The city's medical resources were stretched to the limit. Yet in tragedy, the resilience and compassion of ordinary people shone through. The response was a testament to human spirit in the face of disaster. The crash sent shockwaves through Ahmedabad, a city unaccustomed to such tragedy. The misty morning gave way to disbelief and sorrow as news spread. The community united, Blood banks overflowed, and citizens offered help to survivors and families. The disaster transcended social divides, bringing people together in shared loss. City leaders and officials joined relief efforts, visibly shaken by the scale of the tragedy. The psychological impact was profound. Air travel no longer felt infallible. Images of the wreckage haunted the city, and the names of victims were read with heavy hearts. Prayer meetings and memorials honored those lost. The crash became a dark landmark in Ahmedabad's history, remembered for both sorrow and solidarity. It left a lasting mark on the city's collective memory. Every air crash drives change, and Flight 113 was no exception. The investigation exposed gaps in pilot training, procedures, and oversight. Crew resource management training was overhauled. Pilots were taught to communicate, challenge, and collaborate, regardless of rank. The crash highlighted the dangers of non-precision approaches in poor visibility and reinforced the no-see, no-go rule. Airlines and regulators pushed for better landing aids and stricter adherence to safety protocols. The DGCA tightened oversight and raised training standards. The reforms born from this tragedy shaped a new era of safety in Indian aviation. The 130 lives lost spurred changes that have saved countless others. Their legacy endures in every safer flight. The story of Flight 113 is indeed a somber chapter in aviation history, a stark reminder of the fragility of life and the potential for disaster. But it's also a testament to aviation's relentless pursuit of safety, a continuous journey marked by innovation, dedication, and an unwavering commitment to learning from past mistakes. This pursuit is what defines modern aviation. Today, flying is statistically the safest way to travel, a remarkable achievement considering the complexities involved. Millions of passengers take to the skies every day, placing their trust in the systems and people that make air travel possible. This level of safety is not accidental. It's thanks to the hard-won lessons learned from past failures, from meticulous investigations, and from the implementation of countless safety measures. Technology, for example, like enhanced ground proximity warning systems, or EGPWS, now actively prevents the very errors in spatial awareness and altitude monitoring that tragically doomed Flight 113. These systems provide crucial real-time information to pilots, giving them the tools to avoid controlled flight into terrain. Furthermore, crew resource management, or CRM, has fundamentally transformed cockpit culture, making teamwork, open communication, and shared decision-making central pillars of flight safety. The memory of Ahmedabad's tragedy, and countless others, serves as a constant and solemn reminder of what's at stake every time an aircraft takes to the sky. The responsibility for maintaining and improving safety rests with everyone involved in aviation: pilots, engineers, air traffic controllers, and regulatory bodies. Complacency is the ever-present enemy. It's a threat that must be constantly guarded against. Therefore, the quest for safer skies is a never-ending endeavor, a continuous process of learning, adapting, and improving. Every incident, no matter how small, is meticulously investigated. Every lesson, no matter how painful, is carefully learned and analyzed, and every technological or procedural improvement is embraced and implemented. The promise of the sky, the freedom of flight, is kept alive and made possible by this unwavering commitment to safety. The tragedies of the past, the sacrifices made, pave the way for a brighter, safer future for all who fly, ensuring that the skies remain open and accessible for generations to come.